lost. You failed. Loser! I don't even play basketball and I would have made that shot. And even if I didn't make that shot, I'd have did something funny. You know, I'd have did something funny. Okay, Clark was like, hey, let's all do this whole code hand point.
Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray, I think Ryan Howard, airballs a shot to win the game late. It lands in Angel Reese's lap, and collectively the whole world said, yeah, she ain't making that. Collectively the whole world said, oh, Angel Reese has it? Oh, and it's a layup? Yeah, she's bricking that. And lo and behold, point blank range to win the game, we get a classic Angel Reese pray up.
Angel Reese had every opportunity to emerge as the star of this game, but instead, she wound up becoming the unexpected punchline. That is not an overstatement. That is exactly how things unfolded on the court between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream, and when the final buzzer went off, Reese was not the one celebrating the victory.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese after she missed a wide-open layup for the win.
Quarter. Great board, just could not convert it.
Was pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle. To OT we go.
She stood beneath the basket with her hands on her head as Caitlin Clark casually walked by with a smile, heading toward yet another statement-making victory. If you want to see why this rivalry continues to generate so much heat, this game was the perfect example. In just 95 minutes of basketball, it delivered so many unexpected turns that even casual WNBA fans were still discussing it the following morning.
Angel Reese, you had me laughing at you, girl. I told you, Angel Reese is a pure bum, the worst kind. Angel Reese is the type to steal the trash off your curb and try to see if she can go put it in her refrigerator. The girl can't make a layup to save her life. She missed like 7 layups in the first quarter. Meanwhile, me, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, I'm putting on shows every single night. 26 points, 9 assists. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever humiliate Angel Reese. Or maybe Angel Reese just humiliated herself. As the Indiana Fever go on to win 29 points, 9 assists. Am I looking like the...
Let's begin with the moment when the game truly became physical, because this was not initially some intense confrontation between two players who are already locked in a personal feud. It started with Reese simply getting beaten defensively. Plain and simple. Midway through the first quarter, Clark created space and pulled up from deep off the dribble while Reese stayed right on her, applying as much pressure as possible. It did not matter. Clark knocked down the shot cleanly, sending it straight through the net despite the tight defense.
Because she was crap in this game. A bag of crap. She was awful. Angel Reese was terrible. Speaking of terrible, Angel Reese never beating the allegations. This was to open the game.
With Reese leaking out, finds her.
Lee Sheet. That was awful. Wow, that was awful. One more good time. It did a... Yeah. Yikes. Holy moly. Holy...
That is the kind of play that can slowly frustrate a defender, even if it does not look significant to everyone watching. You can execute the defense properly, stay in position, challenge the shot, and still watch the ball drop through the basket. For a competitor like Reese, who takes pride in playing physical and making life difficult for opponents, giving up a shot like that has to hurt a little.
And Clark laughing at Angel Reese for missing the game-winning layup. Helen Keller could have made the layup. It was the fucking second layup that she missed. She missed a wide open drive in the first quarter, and then she misses the game-winning layup. And then, of course, we have the halftime crew just glazing Angel Reese, making it seem like she's a better player than Kelsey Mitchell, making it seem like she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese with the total brick of a three-pointer. No wonder why they left her wide open, misses the layup. And look of disappointment on both her coach and teammates' face when she missed the game-winning layup.
A few possessions later, Ryan Howard's shot went up and missed, sending the ball loose as both Reese and Clark rushed underneath the basket to fight for the rebound. That is where things took a more physical turn. Instead of simply using her body to establish position like you would expect in a normal rebounding battle, Reese extended her forearm into Clark's neck to prevent her from getting to the ball. This was not just a routine bump or accidental contact caused by two players jumping for the same rebound. It was a noticeable shove toward the neck, the kind of physical play that would normally draw immediate attention from officials. What made the moment even more difficult to overlook was where it happened. There was no crowd of players blocking the officials' view, and no action taking place in some distant corner of the court. The contact happened directly in front of two referees positioned inside the paint, with a clear view under the arena lights and multiple cameras capturing the sequence from different angles. Howard's shot misses, the ball goes out of bounds, and Indiana is awarded possession. With 4:10 remaining in the first quarter, the Fever hold a 2-point lead.
So, let's go to Angel Reese clocking Caitlin Clark right in the throat hole.
Just 35.
Right here, you're going to watch. There she gets her in the neck, and there she gets her in the throat. Yeah. What are we doing? Neck, throat.
Clark immediately looked toward the officials with her arms raised, clearly expecting a whistle. From the television angle, the contact was difficult to miss. She had been struck in the neck while battling for a loose basketball, the kind of contact that would normally be considered a straightforward foul at virtually any level of the game. Yet the referees made no call. There was no whistle, no stoppage, and no review. Reese was allowed to move on without any consequence, and she appeared to know it as well. She did not even look toward the officials to see whether a foul had been called. Instead, she simply turned around and continued playing, jogging back down the court with the same calm expression she might have had after securing an ordinary defensive rebound.
Look at how she hit Caitlin in the neck. Look, watch this. First time, look, second time. Bro, like, what are we doing? And then the refs act like they didn't see it. Like, bro, the refs in Atlanta.
The reaction online was almost immediate, and Reese quickly found herself at the center of criticism. Video clips of the contact began spreading across social media within minutes, gaining hundreds of thousands of views before halftime. Even fans who usually try to remain neutral in the Clark-Reese rivalry, insisting that they simply want to enjoy the basketball without taking sides, struggled to justify what they had seen. One fan was especially blunt, arguing that Reese does not look like an effective rebounder when she has to rely on proper technique and positioning. Instead, the criticism went, she tends to grab or shove when the ball does not bounce her way. Another fan highlighted a detail that made the sequence look even worse. Just a few minutes earlier, Clark had knocked down a shot directly over Reese despite her best defensive effort. Because of that timing, the shove appeared to some viewers less like an ordinary hustle play and more like frustration spilling over in the moment. Whatever Reese's actual intention may have been, the sequence once again reflected the physical and aggressive style that fans have come to associate with this particular matchup, pushing the limits of what is considered clean basketball. And Clark's performance only added to the conversation. One commentator called her incredible and said that, in his view, she was playing like the MVP. He pointed to the three-pointer Clark hit immediately in Reese's face as another example of just how dominant she looked. Reese had a rough night, finishing 5 for 16 from the field despite recording 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. Her biggest opportunity came late in regulation when she grabbed an offensive rebound with the score tied, but she missed the putback, and Atlanta failed to convert the follow-up chance as well. Clark, meanwhile, delivered when it mattered, finishing with 26 points and 9 assists, and helping Indiana survive overtime to secure the win. For Reese, the loss was especially painful because she had the perfect chance to become the hero, but instead came up short at the most important moment.